I'd like to call to order this meeting of Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. I would note for the record that all commissioners are present with the exception of Commissioner Rabarchak and Commissioner Sanderson, who are doing much better things tonight and witnessing the graduation of their children from high school, Susquehanna Township High School. I would note that the board met in executive session to discuss matters permitted by law, including litigation, personnel, and real estate. And we will start with a Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence, and the pledge will be led by Commissioner Napper.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everybody. We'll start out with petitions and complaints, suggestions from citizens. Does anybody in the audience wish to speak tonight? Yes, Mr. Dries. Oh, you don't? Okay, fine. Better yet. Better yet. Okay, moving on to the approval of minutes from our May 12th regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And from our May 26th workshop meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Motion carries. Reports of committees. Buildings and Grounds, Commissioner Schubert.
No report.
Thank you. Budget, Commissioner Sanderson's not here. Mr. Fleming, is there anything?
No report.
Okay. Highways, Commissioner Napper.
Yes, Mr. President. The Highway Department report for the month of May. The Highway Department installed new signs and repaired damaged signs, patched potholes, repaired inlets, and cleaned out storm drains throughout the township. Roadside grass mowing and street sweeping continue. For more information, the 2016 street sweeping schedule is posted on the township website. The Highway Department also replaced 40 feet of drain pipe on the Beaufort Hunt Drive located in the 9th Ward. And as a final note, Mr. President, the Highway Department received their new front loader, which was delivered Tuesday this week. And that is the photo that's being passed down of the new front loader. And this ends my report, Mr. President.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Napper.
Yes, sir.
Health and Sanitation, both commissioners are not here. Do we have anything, Mr. Kratzer?
No, we do not. No report.
Administration and Personnel, Commissioner Napper.
Yes, I just mentioned that we did meet this week, admin personnel, and we should have more information at our next month meeting. Okay?
Perfect.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Police, Commissioner Engel.
No report.
Thank you. Fire and EMS, Commissioner Fleming.
No report.
Thank you. Recreation, Commissioner Johnson.
Just a quick report. Summer recreation program will begin Monday, June 20th. Registration packets for the day camp and playground programs are available on the township website. New hours and days for the day camp program at Thomas Holtzman School will be Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Weekly pre-registration is required for day camp. Camp cost is $75 for residents, $85 for non-residents. Day camp will also include breakfast and lunch at no charge to all campers who choose to participate. Playgrounds will be open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Edgemont Park, Crown Point Park, Stabler Park, and Veterans Park. Registration will be taken on site. Program is free except for field trips. New this year, a free lunch will be available at each program. Discount amusement park and movie tickets are now available through the Recreation Department. Visit the township website for more recreation programs and events. And that concludes my report.
Very good. Thank you,
Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. Fleming.
I have a quick question. Are people still eligible to sign up for the recreation program? Yes. Okay, thank you. And how about after it begins?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you get to register weekly, so no one's
Okay.
guaranteed a spot.
Excellent.
Very good. Okay, Planning and Zoning, Commissioner Schubert.
No report.
Thank you. Bids and agreements. First up is a local share municipal grant agreement, co-grantee with Susquehanna Township EMS. Mr. Kratzer.
Yes, Mr. President. Again, as you said, this is a application that was submitted with the Susquehanna Township Emergency Medical Services Incorporated. We're seeking this evening authorization to enter into the Dauphin County Local Share Municipal Grant Agreement. A little bit over $10,000, $10,338 is being provided through the Dauphin County Local Share Municipal Grant Program for the purchase of one Furno PowerFlex stretcher to replace an older manual stretcher that's currently used by STEMS. Again, the township is a co-grantee as a result of the township being an eligible entity, so we sponsored the application on behalf of STEMS. So we're seeking authorization again to enter into that agreement.
Well, go
Move to
ahead.
support that grant.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Good luck, Cindy.
I think I was millisecond.
Jump ball. Any comments before we move on? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And number 2, memorandum of understanding between ASME, District Council 90, and the township. Mr. Foreman?
Mr. President, as part of the cooperation under which Susquehanna Township is going to take over the labor for the operation of the sanitary sewer system on behalf and under contract to the Susquehanna Township Sewer Authority, the employees of the Sewer Authority are going to become employees of the township. In order to accomplish that, the AFSCME union, which represents both the Susquehanna Township Public Works employees and the outside labor Susquehanna Township Authority employees, met and voted on a memorandum of understanding. They have ratified it, and if the board will ratify it tonight, we'll have our labor agreement in order to accommodate that workforce change, which should happen in the middle of this month.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A little late, Mr. Pine.
That's fine. I was just going to thank you for your work on that, Mr. President, because I know this is something
Oh,
that
this
you've been in the forefront on. And
It was all hands on deck. It's going to reap great benefits. And thanks to the staff, too, for pulling this together. You know, you can come up with all the great ideas you want, try to wreak great savings for the township and more efficiencies, but when it comes down to it, that's where the rubber hits the road, especially right there in the middle of the penalty box.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Cindy.
Appreciate it.
For the record, I was an aye. I didn't say anything because Tom started to talk. But, so.
And I was an aye, too.
Bunch of ayes. Okay, great. Thank you. Number 3, Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement System, along the same lines. Mr. Foreman?
Along the same lines, the employees that are coming to the township from the Sewer Authority are covered under the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement Employees Plan. Currently, they have a contract with the Sewer Authority. The Sewer Authority has assigned that, as part of our operating agreement, has assigned that pension ownership to the township. So the township's going to enter into the contract with PMRS.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Uptown drainage and sanitary sewer improvements. This is another joint venture between the township and the Susquehanna Township Authority.
So
Mr.
moved.
Kratzer, Mr. Foreman, you wanna tee this up, or Mr. Grubik?
Oh, you go, Bob.
As the board is aware, the township has pursued a project to improve the drainage issues in the uptown area, and there have been a number of instances where the drainage problems have occurred and will continue. And it was decided several years ago to do a joint project with the authority, wherein there would be a combination project to repair the storm sewers and the sanitary sewers at one time, so that to minimize the disruption in that area. The design work has been completed for both the sanitary and the storm sewers. The project has been bid, and bids were received. The lowest responsible bidder was Doley Construction Corporation in the amount of $6,666,165. There has been an agreement that has been executed or negotiated between the township and the authority, which is next on the agenda. But I would recommend that the award be made to Doley Construction Corporation in the amount just stated.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any comments? And this is just on the award of the bid.
Yeah.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And I'll entertain, following up on Mr. Grubik, entertain a motion for the joint project agreement between the township and the authority.
So, second.
Moved and seconded. Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the public safety building expansion project.
Yeah, I just, if I, Mr. President, can take the opportunity just to introduce a couple folks in the audience related to the project. Obviously, we have Chief Rod Calhoun from Rescue here, as well as Fire Marshal Drees, as well as Public Safety Director Rob Martin. And Denny Sowers is also here. He's the gentleman right there in the second to last row. Mr. Sowers is employed by SGS Architects and Engineers, the consultant that was leading us through the design process as well as the bidding process. So I don't know if the board has any questions for Mr. Sowers, or there's any remarks that you'd like to make at this point, or if not.
I will just say briefly, sitting on the Public Safety Committee, I thought Mr. Sowers and his group did an excellent job in terms of their consulting and really working with us to draw up a few different options. Obviously, it's not a new build; it's an expansion. So there are sometimes challenges with working with what you have, for example. And I thought they did that well. And I think at the end of the day, we're going to come out with a fantastic building that is repurposed and will be able to fit the needs of rescue well into the future. So thank his group for that, and Chief Calhoun, Fire Marshal Drees, and Public Safety Director Martin for their work in seeing that is the case.
Well put.
Yes, Mr. President, I wanted to just say that since I became a commissioner here and had the opportunity to serve as the chair of the grounds and building, this has been a very important project I've been happy to be involved with and be a major supporter of. I think that, and we're all very grateful for the work that's been done by the men and women of Rescue 37 who volunteered their time, and both in training and in fighting fires and even rescuing people out of the river. And one of the things we absolutely needed to do was provide them with the necessary facilities so we could grow this volunteer force and not take chance that it might shrink. So this is a monumental day for all of us. I'm happy to say we're at the point where we're about to award a bid to get this project moving, and just wanted to say that for the record.
Amen. Spoken as someone who's been on it from the get-go.
Yep.
It's been a long time coming, that's for sure. Okay, so do we have a motion?
So
I'll
moved.
have to make the motion to award the bid to the lowest responsible
Second.
bidder.
Moved and seconded. You got that, Cindy? Okay. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on to ordinances and resolutions and whatnot. Resolution 16R12, and this is an application for a grant from DCED for our new Logan Park Trail. Mr. Kratzer, do you want to tee it up, or?
Yeah, I'm going to actually ask Bob Reichert to come to the podium, if you would, Bob, and speak about the project and kind of how we got to the point here we're at. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. There is a master plan in place for the Logan Farm property. It's 52-acre, pretty much natural setting. We're mandated through an agreement obtaining the grounds to provide some trails by the end of this year. So the master plan is in place. The next logical step would be for plan and design. And that's what we're asking for with this grant. We have volunteers lined up to do some of the work that they can do. The ADA portion loop of the trail would require much more design and planning. And that's what we're looking to accomplish with this.
The other thing we're trying to do is also improve access to the facility. Again, it's presents some challenge from an access standpoint, so some safety challenges, quite frankly, and I think part of the evaluation is going to be looking at that as well to try to create a safe and convenient access for users of the facility.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, go ahead.
Also, the timing of this grant is good as we're approaching the end of the year. So it would be awarded, should we be fortunate enough to get it, in September. And that fits right in with providing some trails between September and December.
Okay, so let me make a motion that we move forward with this, but at the same time, let me just go ahead on and say exactly what I said last night at the Recreation Board meeting. And after talking to President Lynch, I not have a change of heart, but I just want to go on the record as saying that along with our plan, that we are in the process of trying to develop a plan where all our parks receive the same amount of attention, okay? And that we look for grants, and that's, I guess, that's in our future.
Right.
That we are that we're going to try to take care of all the parks, especially some of the parks that are heavily used in this township. And of course, everyone knows I'm talking about Veterans Park and Edgemont Park, and not just because they're in the third ward, just because I could see how much they're being used. I think this is an awesome thing that we're doing. I just think we need to build on this here and continue on to bring our parks up to, or just make them better.
Understand, Commissioner, and we will continue to look at grants for those other projects.
Okay. Okay.
Any
Because
other
with that,
questions?
there goes my support. I mean,
Thank
you got my support, yeah.
Thank you
I'll
very
second the
much.
motion.
Thank you.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any comments?
Oh, this is the time I do my comments now?
Anytime is great, Lorna. Just anytime. Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and the letter will go off. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, reports, unfinished business.
Yeah, the unfinished business report is in your packet. I just, one notation, or bring something to your attention. The item, as was requested at your last meeting by Commissioner Sanderson concerning the PP&L streetlight conversion to LED has been added, so that is something that we continue to be mindful of as the timing is appropriate to make those transitions. Again, I did submit the request for the initial 100 that was discussed at a prior meeting, and actually, as we were sitting here prior to this meeting, just received the contract documents from PP&L in order to effectuate that transition. And again, that transition is coming at no cost to us from a capital perspective, but also, but at the same time generating some operational savings as it relates to the operation of those 100 streetlights here in Susquehanna Township. And we'll incrementally look at replacing those at the appropriate time to take advantage of the no out-of-pocket from a capital perspective, but take advantage of those operational savings as the infrastructure that's in place allows us to do. So just a note there. And then just a reminder that on Monday, the 13th, there is a joint briefing scheduled involving the Board of Commissioners as well as the Planning Commission. That briefing is for the purposes of RGS, who is the selected consultant from or by the Department of General Services to look at the potential disposition of the former Harrisburg State Hospital properties, as well as other surplus properties that DGS owns in the area. So look forward to good participation, good discussion on Monday to get some of those initial findings coming out of that evaluation. So just a reminder there. And that'll start at 6 o'clock here at the Municipal Building. Other than that, sorry.
Go right ahead.
The other item, just transitioning into the manager's report, would be we do have a traffic study, and if Public Safety Director Martin, if you could come forth, that would be appreciated.
Before you is a traffic study for the intersection of Latchmere Drive and Lescure Avenue. It's in the 5th Ward in Latchmere Manor. This study recommends no additional placement of stop signs. Essentially, the study was for a 4-way stop at that intersection. Our study indicates that we don't recommend a 4-way stop. However, we do recommend cross-traffic does not stop signs under the existing stop signs. That's our recommendation.
Thank you, Chief.
So, and I don't think, Mr. Foreman, that would require
Not
an
required
ordinance.
ordinance.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Chief. I had a request from a constituent about that, and
Yeah.
I appreciate your following through on it.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Anything else, Mr. Kratzer?
I have nothing else, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Foreman?
I have one thing for the board tonight, which is that we've received a recommendation for a agreed-upon settlement of a tax appeal of the United Water property, which is their industrial facility in the First Ward. It has a implied fair market value assessment, or did have an implied fair market value assessment of $329,000 on appeal to the Board of Appeals. It was reduced to $259,000. The applicant requested and had an appraiser indicate an $85,000 value after negotiation of settlement was reached of $200,000. And tonight, the Tax Assessment Board of Appeals solicitors asked that our board agree to that settlement along with the other two taxing bodies.
And the other two have been accomplished?
The school board has been accomplished. The commissioners, county commissioners are voting on it next week.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comment?
Well, I do have one. Do you have a recommendation for us?
The recommendation would be to
Okay.
settlement.
All right.
We only, to point out, I guess.
We have the smallest percentage,
We have the
yeah, right,
smallest
so.
percentage because our citizens, we tax our citizens less than the school.
Right.
county.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That it?
That's it. Thank
Mr.
you.
Grubik, did you have anything else tonight?
We had filed a report earlier, which should be in your packet, of our activities during the month, the most outstanding of which was the award of the Uptown Drainage Project done earlier in the meeting.
Okay. When are we looking for that to start, Mr. Grubik?
Approximately 30 days. We'll get the contractors, give them the notice or all the signed contracts back, and upon the receipt of that, give the contractor the notice to proceed, and they are teed up and ready to go.
Very good. Thank you.
One of the things I would imagine that we're going to get a schedule from the contractor, is that
We will get a schedule as part of, prior to the pre-construction conference, and share that with the board and also with the residents in the area so they're aware of reroutings and detours as the case may be.
Water main breaks.
water main breaks and so forth. We'll also make sure it's available on the municipal website as well, so it'll be a place that folks can go to kind of keep track of the activities for the project.
There will be utility relocations involved, which will be done first. So actually, the water company will be up there doing some work, and the gas companies.
Water and gas.
Yes.
No above-ground utilities?
A few, but their PPL has some, but minimal compared to the water and gas.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, school board, Mr. Fleming?
School's out for summer.
Alice Cooper, baby.
It's a good one. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
All right, Shade Tree, Commissioner Pine.
No report, Mr. President.
How about communications?
Mr. President, just to report that there's some activity where we hope to meet soon on the topic of the township website and enhancements. And I would encourage anybody who has suggestions, ideas, thoughts about improvements that might be appropriate for our township website to contact the manager, who will pass it on to the committee. And your email address is?
Sure, my email address is,
Do you want to give it up?
no, it's fine, I have no problem. Is D, last name Kratzer, Kratzer, at Susquehanna, spelled out, twp.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Community outreach, communications. Do we have any new business?
No, we do not.
Do we have any commissioner comments?
Yes, I do.
There's a surprise.
I thought you agreed. We had an understanding.
Yes. I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate the class of 2016 Susquehanna Township High School. Congratulations. Just to mention a few, that's why our very own Jody Rubarchek is in here, her son Joe Rubarchek, Aaron Yancey from the Mighty Third, and Kyle Page, all seniors. And I just want to say congratulations. That concludes my comments.
As well as Commissioner Sanderson's daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you mentioned, yeah.
Emma.
Yeah.
Is it Emma? Emily. Sharp kid. Sharp kids all. And this is the 104th year of 104th graduating class of
Commencement.
Susquehanna
Wow.
Township.
Yes, that's
Wow.
And we happen to reside in the 104th legislative
There
district.
we go.
That's right, yeah.
Synergy.
They
Mr.
have
President,
lumber.
if I could just be allowed one quick comment too in regards to the public safety building expansion at Rescue Fire. I want to add thanks to Assistant Chief Greg Rogowski for all the work I know he was involved with on that project. And when I was prior to Commissioner Schubert, I had served as chairman of the building committee, and a lot of work went into it
Absolutely.
way back in those days. And but the nice thing about that expansion is that we'll add increased capacity for residency, which is something we have at Progress Fire, which I think will help to enhance the ability to volunteer, to recruit volunteers, often through the HACK program, I think. And so that's something that's so important because our volunteers are so precious, and they save us a whole lot of money. I don't think people realize how much money the volunteer fire service in this township, so well run, saves us, and we thank you who are involved with that. And that's about all.
All right. Any other comments? Okay. Let's go pay some bills.
Yes.
Do we have a motion on the bills?
It wasn't lumber.
Presented before us
I don't have the number.
in the amount of $522,790.41.
So moved.
Second?
It's a very light month. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So
Motion
moved to
carries.
adjourn.
Second?
Wow, that was a quick one. Go Pangs. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Let's go, Pens.
Go Pens.